Good evening. Welcome to the Lake Bluff School District 65 Board of Education budget hearing meeting for Tuesday, September 26, 2023. I'd like to call this meeting to order at 6:47 p.m. Carrie, can we have a roll call, please?
Sure. Andy Duran.
Present.
Ann Hill.
Present.
Carrie Steinbach, present. Tim Penich.
Present.
Lauren Hirsch. Present. Amy Conley Donahue.
Present.
Laura Bristow.
Here we have a form so we can begin. We'll hold off on the pledge till the open meeting. So we'll move right into a statement of purpose for the budget hearing. So the purpose of the meeting tonight is to allow the public to comment on the 2023-2024 school budget. Anyone desiring to speak should be recognized by me. We'll state their name and then we'll make their comment. Written comments will also be read aloud. We'll be present in the room. I assume there's going to be virtually. Okay, and no pre-written comments. So we will move right on to the discussion presentation, and I'll turn it over to Mr. Jacob.
Since we presented this budget at the last meeting, this is the final budget now. I'm going to focus on the key difference between what I presented last time. So the budget is balanced. We do have a reduction in our fund balance that we're spending on capital projects. A lot of work happened this summer. So we have about a $2.5 million reduction in fund balance. But the budget is balanced. The revenue assumptions are pretty much the same. We got a 5% CPI increase in the tax levy. Our state revenue assumptions are pretty much flat. We did get about $100,000 of grants last year that are not being repeated. I did lower the corporate taxes a little bit. We've got a new update projection from the state, so those are going down by 30%. But I increased interest income also because we've been seeing interest rates hold steady at the high level, and we're going to have them for the entire year. And so as our investments that were invested at lower interest rates mature, they get reinvested at higher interest rates. So that actually is a pretty conservative number of 560,000. And then we have federal grants, significant COVID money coming in the last couple of years, and that is going away. So just looking at the net impact of that, we're up 1.6% versus a year ago, 5% up in taxes and lower state. This just shows, if you're familiar with, we get about 90% of our money through property taxes. On the other local is again corporate taxes. It's larger this year due to the interest income, and then state and federal not salaries are increasing. We added some FTE this year for multilingual and curriculum development, as well as some behavior and SEL management and additional mental health supports. We restructured our technology department. We're benefiting from tonight, and we had a couple of retirements. The big news is still our health insurance premiums are increasing significantly, about 11% versus a year ago. So that's driving a big increase in benefits funding. Our contracts, the inflation in our contracts has slowed down. However, I did have to add a 10+1. So there's a substantial increase in transportation costs between budgets. This budget and then our outplaced student numbers for special education are fairly steady, but we did have a student and a half outplacement that was added since the last budget, just based on. We've also added money for new curriculum materials. We've not refreshed our curriculum materials in several years, and then I added we're accelerating our computer refresh for the staff for half the staff, and that's been moved in this budget. So we've got about a 9.4% increase in total expenditure versus last year. I also will mention that we're further along in the audit, so there have been some accruals booked which have changed both the revenue and expenditures last year. So the comparisons year to year have changed just because finalizing the audit. Capital spending, this is you're familiar with. This year we're going to be spending, parking lot is pretty much done. There's still a little bit left to do, but a lot of the spending hit this fiscal year, 920,000 in parking lots. We've got about half of the air handlers spending this year. classroom furniture purchase, which was very successful. And teachers and students are loving the furniture. And then some other things.
Jay, in the parking lots, does that also include the bollards and the planters and
Yes.
some other things?
That's left to spend. We spent, I wasn't sure what the split was going to be between June and at 920 is all additional with what's been completed, but also additional. And additional. So this year we've got, this pie chart looks a little bit different. We've got about 20% of our spending that is non-operational. About half of our spending in total is on salaries, 2/3 on salaries and benefits. That makes about 3/4 of our operational spending. And then with purchase services, again, our transportation and net custodial, which are people intensive. So we spend, even with the large capital spending, we're still about 3/4 of our spending. This is just a look at our debt service, getting closer to 2029, where the elementary school will be paid off. The colors represent the different bond series, and then the yellow are the bonds that we took out for the renovation of the school. So even with the over $2 million reduction in fund balance, we're projecting to end next fiscal year with 38%. The fund balance at 38% of our expenditures, which according to board policy should be between 20 and 50%, 30 to 50%. So we're
Why did we add a 10th bus route, just to increase the population?
yeah, we had a lot of people, a lot of ridership, a lot more people than we expected. So I think it's even higher than pre-COVID levels. Like it went way down through COVID, and then we were at 9 bus routes the next couple of years, largely because we couldn't staff the buses, but also we just didn't have this year we have and they did it. We tried to get them to sign up by July 1st, so that's the reason for changing the fee after July 1st, so that we can find appropriately. So we have a lot of people. So, and I thought this might happen.
Related to the health insurance premium, so the 11% increase in PPO, is that attributed to more people choosing PPO as opposed to HMO, or just the cost of PPO rising?
That is the cost of the PPO.
Okay.
So the relative, I think it's 11% for the PPO, or the HMO insurance premiums went up 4%.
Okay.
A little bit less, but it's not we've actually had more people sign up for the HMO.
Okay.
A couple of years ago, we changed the structure of the board contribution structure, got a lot more people sign up for the HMO, so that's it. But our health insurance cooperative is seeing significant healthcare inflation. 11% was actually.
Yeah.
So I'm expecting.
Okay.
What type of things are in the 230,000 miscellaneous expenditure?
Those would be some of the camera systems. We have furniture.
Just like this, gotcha, yeah.
Some of the smaller projects that were not large enough to cover. There are some, although I did some tech spending separately, there's some tech infrastructure.
Okay, thank you.
Any other comments from board members? Okay. Now I'll provide another opportunity for anybody from the public who'd like to comment. Now would be a good time to do so. Again, there's nobody here in the room with us. Anybody remote?
There's a phone system also. For the end of the year to implement next year.
Yeah.
And there's no public comment. So with that then, may I have a motion to adjourn the September 26th, 2023 budget hearing meeting at 6:57 p.m. All in favor?
I-
Any opposed? Okay, budget hearing meeting is adjourned. Education meeting for Tuesday, September 26th, 2023, and the call is meeting to order at 7 p.m. Carrie, can we have a roll call, please?
Amy Donahue. Yes. Ian Hill. Present. Laura Bergson. Present. Centennial. Carrie Samar. Present. Andy Green.
We're all present, so we can begin. Would you please stand and join me in the pledge of allegiance? Flag order. We have two students who are going to come and read the mission, vision, and values of the Bluff District 65. So come on up. Sienna, Evie, Addie, Caroline, like part of like Lily, said Evie.
Okay, District 65 mission statement. Ensure academic achievement and personal growth for all students through innovative and engaging educational opportunities. We envision an inclusive community of motivated learners who are inspired to change the world through exploration and collaboration. Our motto is excellence in education, enthusiasm for life, every student, every day.
We will move right on with you guys up here. We're going to move on to the recognition portion of the evening. So the first part is our new family orientation ambassadors, and then we'll move on to Bluffer ambassadors. Do you want to put those since we already have the Bluffer ambassador? Yeah. So let's go ahead and welcome our LDMS Bluffer ambassadors.
So we've got a great group of folks that are here tonight, and they're called upon regularly to help support programming here at Lake Bluff Middle School. And I'll talk a little bit more about that. But because they are the face of our school, I wanted to give you an opportunity, give them the opportunity to introduce themselves. They'll tell you how long they've been Bluffer ambassadors, what their favorite thing is about being a Bluffer ambassador.
My name is Yanitzi Garcia. I've been in Bluffer ambassador for like 3 years. I'm part of like what we call the OG ambassadors. Yes, thank you. And my favorite thing about being a Bluffer ambassador is how much of a confidence boost it gives you to know that you represent the school. Hi, my name is Caroline Dinas. I've been an ambassador for around 3 years, and one of my favorite parts about being an ambassador is getting to meet new people and just having that leadership is just.
Hello, my name is William Kathleen. This is my second year being an ambassador. One thing I really love about being an ambassador is welcoming people to our events, speaking with all the new kids that come in, especially locker day. I just really love it.
Hi, my name is Sienna Lilly. I've been an ambassador for about 3 years, and my favorite thing about being an ambassador is being a representative for the school and helping out.
Hi, I'm Addison Marzella. I've been an ambassador for 2 years, and my favorite thing is probably talking to all the new students and inviting them into the school.
Hi, my name is Genevieve Dunn, 8th grade, and I've been an ambassador for 3 years. My favorite part of being an ambassador is the opportunity to meet new students and about school.
Hi, my name is Lauren Wade, and I've been an ambassador for 2 years. And what I love about being an ambassador is being able to help people and show them around the school. And just, yeah.
Hello, my name is Marcy Vazmica, and I've been an ambassador for 2 years. Favorite thing I love about being an ambassador is to help out like career day and the first day of school.
Hi, my name is Hannah Paskowski. I've been an ambassador for 2 years, and my favorite thing about being an ambassador is welcoming the 6th graders, like the new 6th graders, into our school and seeing how scared they're. That's how bad. Seeing the scared faces of them calm down when they see how welcoming our community is.
And I've been ambassador for about 2 years. And my favorite thing is helping the younger kids.
Hi, I'm Michelle Donga. I've been ambassador for 3 years, and my favorite part is welcoming the new kids on the 6th grade. Because I remember how it was being a new kid, and it's really reassuring to feel you can help them.
So as you can see, this is a real group of go-getters. I'll give you an example. Until about 3 hours ago, they thought the meeting was still going to be taking place at Village Hall. And all I had to do was shoot them a quick message, and here they are. That was they thought it was still at Village Hall. I mean, just a couple hours ago that I needed to let them know we moved. Anyway, they do a great job. They're here to help out read our new students, often play the role of tour guide, when we have curriculum night, helping to direct traffic, handing out programs at our concerts, really just jumping in anywhere we need a warm, friendly face and somebody who can answer questions about our school. These are the guys we go to, and it's just really lucky to have them, and we're really thrilled that they were here tonight. We wanted to honor you for all of your hard work and dedication, and thank you very much for coming to the meeting this evening. And as well.
Thank you. Hi, everybody. It's kind of fun to go with this tonight. So I'm going to do the least amount of talking, I believe. I'm going to pass it over to Mrs. Curtis Blackman, Jen to talk a little bit about the fifth graders that helped us with informed family orientation. Before I do, I just want to highlight, as we think about our portrait of a learner, I think that these students embody the majority of these words. So we have critical thinkers who are careful and thoughtful about the things that they want to convey to our new families about our community. Communication is so important, and so they have their own delivery style. They're going to show you a little bit tonight about how they communicate things that are important about Lake Bluff and welcome new families. Adaptable. We gave a good amount of time to get ready, but they take families on a tour of the school, and I think you need to be adaptable in those situations because you might get questions kind of thrown at you that you don't expect. They're good at thinking on their feet and responding. They're empathetic. Clearly, part of this role in welcoming new families is sort of putting yourself in their shoes. Maybe you've been in those shoes, and so they're able to connect with families and think about other perspectives. They're confident and think their confidence grows in this experience as fifth graders and leaders in our building. And citizenship is sort of the last in the list of portraits, but one of the most important when it comes to this group of fifth graders. So I'm going to invite Mrs. PG over to get us going.
Thank you so much for being here tonight to honor these amazing five fifth graders. We really appreciate your time. All of the students in Lake Bluff are really superb and special in their own way. We have amazing learners, budding scientists, growing mathematicians. We have excellent writers, actresses, and artists, but overall, there are just wonderful humans that live here. The five fifth graders before you embody all of these things. They're wonderful citizens that the last days of summer selflessly gave up, which feels like 3 days as opposed to one, gave up time to come help me and help the new students of Lake Bluff become acclimated to their new school. These five kids have contagious enthusiasm. So when kids came in, as Anna said, kids looked scared. So did the kids at Lake Bluff Elementary. And I thought that was perfect that she said that because you could see the face shift and the body shift as soon as these five were able to talk with them. And right before you, we have a horseback rider, a soccer player, a football star, a sports analysis, baseball player, amazing actress too. They are great students who work hard every day and they embody our pause motto. They are kind every day and they go out of their way to help others. Once again, they've taken time out of their days to talk with us tonight about their experience and are talking about the Lake Bluff way. Moose Davis is going to start and he's going to begin by telling you how he feels about his teacher.
The teachers don't only teach, but they are caring about you. I have loved all my teachers and they have loved me back because of my helpful. Also, what I like about teachers at LDES, they make me feel safe. Also, caring, or also Fun Friday, that's just really fun, and they're really caring too.
Lemon is going to come share news about the community and what he really loves.
So one thing I like about Lake Bluff is you can probably bike about a mile and get anywhere in the town.
That's your favorite thing. It was like he vamped really well, just thank you. Lulu had a lot of words, so we condensed it, and she wanted to come and talk to you about why she likes her so much.
What I love about school is like it's a very caring and open place. Like it's very loving too. I also like am like, free to hang out with friends and like.
Penny talked about this at the open house over the summer, but she's also going to talk to you today about why families are so very lucky to live in Lake Bluff.
Hi. Families are very lucky to live here because our community is very safe. I also love that everybody knows everybody.
Nobody wanted to go last, but Parker took one for the team, and he said, you know what, I can tell everyone what I like to do in Lake Bluff and what I love about it.
Going to the center of town because it's so much fun. There are many restaurants and we all love to hang out together. We also love to play at all the parks. The new families will love it too.
Students at Lake Bluff, they're all really special in their own right, but these 5 weren't sure how they feel and they rocked tonight. So thank you so much for giving them attention and time so that way they could tell you why Lake Bluff schools are the best.
Okay, moving on, just like we have new students every year, we also welcome new teachers and staff every year. And we depend on all of our students and community members and administrators to help us welcome those new staff. So I can invite our principals up now, and we have a little gift, so please come down when you hear your name called. All right, new LEES staff. Maybe I'll say all names will come again. Andrew Burtis, our newest wellness PE teacher. It's hard not. Long walk. Next up, Eva Brown, 4th grade. Cami Fisher, teaching assistant. Amanda Long, social worker. Rachel Park, 3rd grade teacher. And our newest hire who started this week, Meredith Richmond, school secretary. Jackie Perez, teaching assistant. And not here tonight, but most important to mention as well, Sandra Lara Sanchez, teaching.
All right, and from Lake Bluff Middle School, Samantha, and was not able to be here, I don't think. She's our new multilingual teacher. Also, Steve Aarons, one of our new teaching assistants. Darren Argentar is also our new social worker, not able to be here tonight, but I did want to introduce her about Carlene. Her is teaching 6th grade math. And finally, Danielle Valenti, one of our new. That's it.
We also have two new faces at district office, one newer than the other. Caitlin Stabenow is our new assistant to the Director of Student Services. Welcome. Back by popular demand, Andrea Fuentes is district office staff. Welcome to all of our new hires. We're so we have two more items on our recognition portion of our agenda, but do not feel like you have to stay. The next item is the 100th anniversary video. As you may or may not know, this is the 100th anniversary of the school board in District 65. And in celebration of that, we worked with our partners at Lake Forest High School and our former village president, Kathy O'Hara, also former middle school principal and former teacher, and now Lake Bluff History Museum director, to gather some of our leaders from the past and present to talk a little bit about the last 100 years. And it's kind of a great addition to our
This is a video celebrating the centennial of School District 65 Board of Education, which was first elected in 1923. My name is Kathy O'Hara. I was a teacher and principal here from 1969 to 2005. And on this group, we have distinguished administrators, current and past, who actually have done so much to mold the policy of this district.
But my name is Ed Noyes. I came to Lake Bluff a long time ago, starting in 85. I worked here with Kathy and so many other fine people, and this is a special place. And I thank you all for having me here.
Hello, I am Jean Sophie. I was superintendent here from 2012 through 2020. Lake Bluff is really like my home. The people here, they love their schools, lots of volunteers here. And I really feel like in the 8 years here, we made a lot of difference for kids. I am just really excited that the kids have such vibrant learning spaces. And I'm happy to be here. Thank you. My first impressions. Well, my very first visit was actually with Nate, who is still the senior administrator here. And I was very impressed with his talent, his knowledge of all the students, the warmth of the building. I also had a lot of ideas with the building on some things to bring it up to speed. Then when I was interviewing actually with Mark and the board, I was very, very surprised that the district office was in an industrial park. And that was one thing, as I walked out of the interview, I thought, if I get this job, this is going to be moving out of an industrial park and closer to schools.
I'm Lisa Leale, the proud superintendent, District 65, and just so happy to be here with my predecessor, Dr. Sophie, and Ed Noyes. Lake Bluff's been an amazing place for me to begin my career as a superintendent. I started in July of 2020. Things were exciting. And we are past that time and on to wonderful things. There's a bright future ahead for our district, and I'm just so happy to be a part of it.
Hi, my name is Mark Barry. Currently serve and have served on the school board beginning in 2011, and I am wrapping up my final year this April. So it'll be 12 years, 9 of which I was the board president, and have had 12 years of wonderful service and proud memories, and just very proud to be affiliated with the district and all the great people here. So.
Hi there, named Blackmer. I'm the principal here at Lake Bluff Middle School and have been once again lucky enough to return and have been working as principal for about the last 15 years. It's a wonderful place to be. Excited to be part of this project and honoring our 100th year for the Lake Bluff School Board District.
I met with school districts, administrators in school districts up and down the North Shore and grilled them about their approaches to special education. And the administrator I met here at the time was one of the most compassionate, kind people I had spoke to the whole time, and really swayed us toward Lake Bluff schools.
I should start by saying that I came here to Lake Bluff in 2000, a year after I had started teaching in another school district. And honestly, that was a difficult year, my first year. I would say my toolbox was not very big, and I almost quit teaching. And I was convinced by some folks very close to me not to give up. And I was lucky enough to land here in Lake Bluff, hired by Kathy O'Hara to do a one-year position. And when I walked in the door and got that first day under my belt, I realized I found my home. It felt like an entirely different experience for me to be able to be supported by the staff, feel connected to our students, and feel the connection that we had to the Board of Ed, who had all of our best interests in mind. I was lucky enough to be able to continue on after that year. The teacher I had taken over for decided not to come back, and I continued on. And it was hard to leave when I decided I was going to take that step to becoming a school administrator. And I was gone for just 1 year and then got lucky once again and came back a year later and have been here ever since. I think it speaks volumes when teachers, administrators have an experience in a place like this and then make the decision to return.
As I look back from my superintendency and some of the consulting work that I've done, we were very blessed and probably took it for granted that we worked nicely with the Park District and the Village and the library and Lake Forest. I don't really know any other superintendents where they're all in synchronization with that. And I think it was because we spent time together that we could actually work together and cheer on others' accomplishments. The people that live in Lake Bluff want to be assured that all of the municipalities are working together, that their dollars are protected and well spent, but most of all, that our kids are coming out as very successful in life. And probably the thing I was most proud about with kids is they're caring kids.
The district was in such good hands and had completed so much. And before COVID, I was like, I don't know what I'm going to be able to do here because there's so many wonderful things happening. And so the world just went.
That's what we arranged COVID for.
The world went like this. Well, we'll see about that. It has left us with some issues now. So we're doing our new strategic plan. And I would say what's coming out of that is really just we've changed, our demographics have changed a lot, and we need to continue to support our students that are from minority populations. We have second language learners, multilingual learners. We have students living in poverty, more students living in poverty now, more students with complex support needs, with IEPs, with 504 plans. And we want to do our best for them and continue to make sure that they're succeeding just as much as students have here in the past.
You can almost just replay what Jean and Lisa have said. One of the things I would tip my hat to was Jean's mentorship of me through that time, because I had no idea what I was doing, especially early on. One of the things you learn as you get older and wiser is how little you really know. I have clear memories, early on of there being financial challenges and transparency concerns in the community, followed by a very contentious election in 2013, and then becoming board president and having to try to do some damage control in the community. Jean said earlier, having coffee with about 20,000 people to just try to listen and talk to people and work through it and build some bridges. We had some legal challenges over the years that we dealt with, which were not very fun. The themes are recurrent. I would encourage any new board members to listen to this because it's curricular, it's employees, it's staff, it's legal, it's buildings. It's the same things keep cycling through.
A lot of school districts will use the term students first. We always think of our students. Actually, not everybody walks the talk. But I will have to say, in my over 50 years of being here, one way, in one position or another, in one relationship here or another, I will say District 65 has always put students first. We've stumbled a little, made some mistakes. The question is always, is this in the best interest of our students? And I thank everybody for this. You guys are carrying on that tradition, and thank you very, very much for doing so.
You came to Lake Bluff because of the school district. That's a common phrase. It just is restated again and again. This is not just a Lake Bluff school district. It's a Lake Bluff school community. And we always talked about what it was as leaders in the community, listening to our prime leader, meaning the Board of Education, its presidents at the time, and its staff, and the caring way that the community represents, and a long history of kindness and caring and productivity. And when we look at the people who have been born and raised in Lake Bluff, the people who came here because it was Lake Bluff many years ago, even as old as I am, it's just is a place that helps with the success of our community, of the community it's overall, and our country, Lake County itself, and with individual students. I will always feel proud of coming to Lake Bluff and being here the 7 or 8 years that I was here. It's my pleasure to have served here and been a part of this place, and to have people like Jean that I can call a friend, and Superintendent, and Lisa, who seems to be a little bit shorter than me, which is always nice to know. But also, yes, so am I. But I thank Lake Bluff and what it's done for me in so many ways, and I'm proud to be here.
Resolution together honoring Emma Kirsten under board secretary is going to read that.
I love a good microphones. This is our resolution recognizing Suicide Awareness Month in Lake Bluff School District 65. Whereas suicide is a critical public health issue that affects individuals and communities across the nation, including Lake Bluff and Norwood. And whereas the month of September is designated as Suicide Awareness Month, a time where communities and organizations across the country come together to raise awareness about suicide prevention, promote mental health and wellness, and provide support to those affected by suicide. And whereas the Lake Bluff Board of Education is committed to the well-being and safety of all students, families, and staff within our school district. And whereas it is essential for our district to take proactive steps to create a safe and supportive environment for all individuals, especially our students who may be at risk of suicide or struggling with mental health challenges. And whereas promoting suicide awareness and prevention within our district is crucial in reducing the stigma associated with mental health issues and encouraging individuals to seek help when needed. And whereas educating students, families, and staff about the signs of suicide risk and resources available for support can make a significant difference in saving lives. Now, therefore, be it resolved by the Lake Bluff Board of Education that 1, the Lake Bluff Board of Education recognizes September as Suicide Awareness Month and pledges its commitment to providing suicide awareness, prevention, and mental health support throughout the district. 2, the Board of Education encourages health educators to organize and participate in age-appropriate activities, programs, and events during Suicide Awareness Month to raise awareness about suicide prevention, mental health, and emotional well-being. 3, the Board of Education encourages all school staff to undergo training in recognizing the signs of suicide risk and providing appropriate support to students in need. The district will provide resources and professional development opportunities to support this training. Number 4, the Board of Education commits to working closely with community organizations, mental health professionals, and local agencies to enhance mental health services and resources available to students, families, and staff. 5, the Board of Education urges parents and guardians to engage in open and supportive conversations about mental health and suicide prevention with their children, emphasizing the importance of seeking help when needed. 6, the Board of Education will continue to prioritize the emotional well-being and mental health of all individuals within the district and will regularly evaluate and update policies and practices to ensure a safe and supportive environment for all. This resolution shall take effect immediately upon its adoption.
Okay, in just a minute, the board is going to move into our regular meeting space in the district conference room, but we're still in open session. So if you would like to join, you're welcome to do that. If you want to go home, you're welcome to do that. But since we're here, I'm going to move on to public comment before we adjourn, since we have public members here. So every meeting, we have the opportunity for 2 options for public comment. Anyone would like to address the board tonight? Great. Then we can go ahead and take a pause and move into the other. Thank you very much, everyone. We offer the opportunity for board members to suggest an item for a future agenda. Does anybody have anything to suggest? No. Okay. Then moving on to the reports, our first report this evening is our new PTO president, Julie Bell. You can stay right there. Is that okay?
Okay. Wherever you're from.
Fine. Excited to see you all. Excited to be here. Do we have my, oh, yes, thank you. Ramble until the presentation is up. So just a quick update. It's almost October, so it's crazy. So we wanted to highlight some of the things the PTO has already done to date, beginning with the Splash Bash, which killed it and was completely sold out. Extra light stuff in there. And a special thank you to Megan Hadler, Melissa, Lauren, and the whole LBES PTO team that organized that. It was amazing, super fun. Also, we had the Pooh coffee. Thank you, Katie and Josh, for that. We did a big teacher appreciation coffee run and actually shut down house, so they had to turn away a lot of people from the farmers market. So that was interesting, exciting. So that was great. We did the kindergarten ice cream social. The recycling and compost program is going strong at LBES. Thank you, Mary Hogan. She's amazing. We have sent a fundraising letter to the community and families. We already have. Actually, the number's higher than that. We just received one yesterday. So they're starting to come in, which is amazing. And the Charleston Wrap fundraiser is happening now. So definitely everybody finds out about that all those packets went home. So hopefully people are thinking about their birthdays. Coming up, we have Pumpkin Fest. Excited to say that the Haunted Forest is returning. And the Pumpkin Chase is on October 28th. We have a 6th grade social coming up. A lot of teacher appreciation and birthday treats coming up, some curriculum enhancements. So a lot going on already. And I'll just say that group that is at all the PTOs are very enthusiastic and excited and have a lot of it. Thank you. Oh, and I was thank you, Nicole, for walking me through all the things her shoes to fill, that's for sure. So we just wanted to give you, this is part of the fundraising letter. It's one of the pages so that potential sponsors can see a quick visual of, and this isn't even everything that's represented, that the PTO does, so just a quick visual there of a few things. And then finally, just operational updates and improvements. So transitions of the new members to their district positions are complete. The slate for all positions at PTO is about 95% full. And we will be approving the operating budget this week. And bylaw annual review is occurring and will be discussed at the next district meeting. And I wanted to highlight Christy Dunnick because she's taken over as the communications chair and done an amazing job with social media, and she's taken over the info at email, and we'll start on the monthly newsletters, which we begin tomorrow. So
Thank you. Any questions for Julie or for Nicole?
yes.
Well, thank you for taking the time. All right, then, we will move on. Our principal reports technically happened in the big room, so we will move on to our Director of Finance and Operations update. Okay.
I just wanted to update the board on our recent health life safety survey. We had the Regional Office of Education come through both buildings, and we did very well. I'd like to recognize Andy Garcia, our new facility manager, and his whole staff. We did a great job preparing the buildings, and we had some great compliments. They always find one or two little things where they wouldn't be doing their job, but those have already been corrected and closed up, so they're successful. Good job.
So, any questions, Jay? Great, thank you. Move on to our Director of Student Services, Tracy Roy. Wherever you're coming.
We can see you. Now I can walk.
Yeah.
All right, so for our Department of Student Services, we're working on a number of things this school year. I want to talk about two technology initiatives that we are beginning to implement. The first is we're bringing in a new screening and progress monitoring tool for students who participate in our multi-tiered systems of support. So those are students who receive academic intervention in the areas of reading and math. We're also hoping to add on some interventions in writing this year with this new tool. So Ames Web is it's our new old tool. We previously have used Ames Web probably over a decade ago as our progress monitoring tool. We're bringing it back. It's been updated, a lot more tools and features. So right now we're in the process of training staff members. They used to train the trainer model. We're starting to train our initial staff members who will then bring it forward to the rest of our student services team. Our second technology initiative is a system called Elevation. This is where we will house all of our data for our students who are multilingual learners. So all of their previous access scores, their screening scores when they are assessed into our multilingual program. This will help us look at trends over time. Are our students growing when they receive our services with our multilingual instructors? Are they not growing? Do they need to receive more supports and interventions in that area? And then the last thing I wanted to talk about is we just had our first meeting with the Center for Talent and Development. So Jackie Thibodeau and I had our first phone call to begin looking at an enrichment audit of our programming to begin that process. And so we look forward to working closely together on that, as well as working closely with CTD.
Any questions for Tracy? Okay, thank you very much.
Thanks.
And over to Jackie, our curriculum coordinator.
Hello. I'm just going to give a quick update on Lake Bluff University, which is we have our first session tomorrow. So Lake Bluff University is a professional development that again, something else we've had previously that we've brought back. It's an opportunity for our in-house teacher experts to present on topics that they feel that they can lead for our teachers. And then the teachers have the opportunity to choose their own adventure of what they would like to learn about. So tomorrow we have 4 sessions happening at each building. The sessions that we have going on tomorrow at LBES are 4 tech tips to get organized with Kate Sapienza, 5 math muscles taught by Heather Comack, Goodbye Teacher Burnout, How to Recharge and Refocus with Amanda Willie, Mirrors, Windows, and Doors, How to Use Children's Literature to Support and Celebrate Identities in Our Classrooms with Adrian Logan and Vicky Stalker. And then at the middle school tomorrow, we have Adventures in Alternative Assessments, using Google's Applied Digital Skills in Your Curriculum with Hillary Masterton, Opening and Managing Your 403B with Jane Seward, Mastering Parent Communications with Susanna Porto, and Understanding Your Students Through Play with Brian Ingram. So we have a really wide variety of classes, everything from improving our social emotional health to helping students with in the areas of literacy and math. So we're excited to have this opportunity back. And there's already been staff members asking, like, if I choose this session this time, next time will that be offered again? So we already have plans to offer this again November 1st or another repeat of it.
That's an awesome slate. Just a quick question. Can you tell us like structurally how that works with teachers doing that and like during school day and things like that?
Sure. So they're volunteering to put these sessions together. We put out just a request, would anybody be interested in doing something like teaching your fellow colleagues? We had quite a number of people who were interested. We actually have a bunch of teachers that are unable to do this session with outdoor education. And we also have a student services meeting happening tomorrow. So we have even more that we're actually really eager to do it, which is really exciting and really great. So it kind of just happened organically. I think teachers are excited to share the things that they're passionate about. Teachers that some of these teachers took maybe a course over the summer that they want to share their learning. So just
And it happens during this first
Oh,
session.
the actual,
during
yeah.
Got it. Makes sense. Any other questions?
That's great.
Thanks for the update.
It's gonna be fun.
We'll move on to our technology coordinator, Kevin.
Sorry.
I know how to say it.
Have had a lot going on, but one thing that I really wanted to talk about was the website. That's something that I've kind of started undertaking more and more as I've gotten comfortable in the role that I'm in. And one thing that we've noticed through trying to work with the company that we currently had a contract with was that they were not meeting the needs that we were really wanting as an admin team, as a district. We had tried working with them through a couple different setups, and since I've come in, I've tried working with them and just not meeting what we needed. And so we're starting to really look at a different provider called Aptigi. They service almost a quarter of the state's districts. So they're very well known. They're very highly spoken of from the few districts that we talked to, North Chicago, Gurney, District 15, or some of the districts that use them. And so we're very close to kind of starting to work with them. They're providing a very favorable timeline for us to still get this up and going. But one of the things that really drew us to them was the fact that they have kind of 2 different platforms. They have a website platform, and then they have more of a social media type platform that works with website. And so one thing that I really want to do is help our admin and our teachers and become more engaged with the community without having to post to 5 different places. And so they have a platform where you can type up your news feed or your update, and with one click you can push out to Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, our website, and our app all in one push. So that's kind of where we're looking to go as we move forward here with the books.
You said a favorable timeline. I think was the sense of favorability.
So I met with them 2 weeks ago and just really liked them, and we were waiting for feedback from other districts and have been trying to work with our current provider to get out of the contract that we're in. And they have kept coming back, and finally today I talked to them again, and they really are trying to help us, but they want to get us on the November term.
What's left in our current? With our current provider?
The current provider is the campus suite website. I don't know what our contract is with them. The other one is through Entrado School Messenger, and that's a different contract that we're working with to try and get out of because it's just not providing us what we have asked for.
Thanks for identifying that. I have one other question as a follow-up. So November timeline, just curious, is that November timeline to get the work started or November timeline for completion?
They're working with us to complete by November.
That's great.
So as soon as that's all pending, we kind of sign the proposal and get back to them. As soon as that's done, they're ready to hop on a call with us and get going.
Awesome. Any questions?
So we have our current website provider. We were working with someone else
and they weren't doing what we needed, so now there's a new one. Is that okay? Yes, yeah, that's got okay. Just make that.
No, we're month to one month on the one that's up right now, so we don't have a disruption in service. So
Okay.
we can cut that one out.
Yeah, we had originally signed a contract with them last winter and they provided a 90 days timeline, and we were a couple different templates of a design with them in now, and it's just not coming through the way that it was stated.
Of course, you inherited that, so.
Yes, yes, and we try,
Good
we've
for anybody watching.
been trying to work with them.
Probably a Jay question, but did we budget for this?
Any other questions? Okay, thanks, Kevin.
Thanks.
Thank you.
I move on to my president's report. It'll be brief. First thing, just also want to extend a welcome to new staff members we have in the district. It was great to see the faces with names, so thank you for having them come tonight. Second thing is just to invite the whole community to the October 5th town hall meeting. Really excited about the strategic plan and even more so excited about how we've already begun to use it. So we'll hear more about that as we get into some of the metrics later, but just please join us for the October 5th town hall meeting. Last I checked, there's one person.
One person.
Good. We're glad, whoever you are.
Shall remain not named.
Great.
So not call them out.
But we would love for other people to join as well. So October 5th, it'll be a great opportunity, not counting board.
You're not sounding board
I did too, and then I was like, I didn't
Okay.
even do that. Then I'm like, feel so much better about it.
We have 5. But please join us. It'll be a great celebration of a lot of great work that was done by a lot of people. Hopefully at least the strategic plan committee will be as well. Third thing I want to mention is just a clarification about the Lake Bluff Middle School parking lot. I've gotten a couple questions. Apparently there was something that came out a couple weeks ago about confusion about the LBMS parking lot, saying that it was an administrator's lot. I just want to clarify that and make it very clear for everybody watching this now or in the future. The work we did over the summer on the Lake Bluff Middle School parking lot was at the middle school. It's not the administration lot, which is east of the middle school parking lot where the administrators actually park. It was discussed at 2 open meetings, April 11th and May 9th. All the information about the parking lot was there. It was years in the making and took care of significant safety concerns the administration had, and we had as a board, and any of you that have a kid at the middle school who has dropped off previous to this year and this year or picked up, significant difference in traffic, alleviating traffic, safer for pedestrians, safer for cars, safer for kids. So I want to say thank you to the administration for actually doing that. It's made it much easier. And I just want to make sure that whenever there's questions in the community like that, please feel free to contact our administrators, our board. This was not an administrative parking lot. It's a parking lot that has actually helped our kids to be safer as they get to school, as they leave school. There's also an erroneous report that we had been Foia for that information and chose not to respond. Let me state right here, 100%, we did not receive a Foia for that. Of course, the information is already on the website, but we did not receive a Foia to respond to. So anything you've heard about that regard, if like any further clarification, please contact me. I'd also be happy if you're a Lake Bluff resident, taxpayer, school parent, to give you a personal tour of that parking lot at any time. So please feel free to contact me or our administration about that. Just want to clarify that, because when things that incorrectly in the community, we want to make sure we've got the right information. With that, that's it for me. I'll turn it over to Lisa for our superintendent's report.
Thanks. Really quickly, it's been a great start to the school year. I do want to thank Jackie and Kevin as new admin team members. They've just come in with a ton of projects on their plate already, and they're just moving and doing some amazing work for our kids and teachers. And I just really appreciate that. And I also want to say quickly, I know there's been some safety concerns in surrounding districts with regard to bomb threats and things like that. I want you to be assured that we're working with our police department. Chief was here today talking with our admin team. We've scheduled a couple of trainings. Jay and I have done some extra trainings with regard to these specific situations, and just assure that our community, we're doing the best we can to prepare in the event that we have to deal with something like that, even though we'd like not to. We are spending a significant amount of time making sure that we know what we're doing and we make the best decisions for kids.
That's it. Okay. So we have a lot under the discussion, presentation, and action items areas of the agenda tonight. So we'll try to get through them. The first one, I'll have Tracy come back up to talk about Jesse Weinberger.
Oh, yay, perfect timing.
So I think we can all agree that digital citizenship and media literacy has been a hot topic for years now. Back in 2016, we brought a speaker named Jesse Weinberger into the district to educate our students, survey them about their technology and media usage, and present to our Lake Bluff families. And I think we can also agree that the need for education around technology has only grown since 2016. We see more student use around technology, social media, and internet use. We felt that Jesse's work in our district was so powerful that we determined it was time to bring her back. So, who is Jessie Weinberger? She is a former software programmer and a nationally recognized internet safety speaker. She's also a TEDx presenter. You can find her on YouTube and watch her TEDx presentation. She's the host of Big Mama's House podcast and the author of The Boogeyman Exists and He's in Your Child's Back Pocket. For 15 years, she's been presenting to parents, students, teachers, and school districts all over the United States. She's a respected expert and leader in this field. She is frequently sought out by local and national media, educators, administrators, and law enforcement for guidance on how to manage and improve the digital lives of children. She was recently interviewed by the New York Times and the Washington Post and has also appeared on the Today Show, which you can also find on YouTube. So we will be bringing Jessie out on October 16th to present to students in grades 5 through 8. This is similar to the structure that we utilized when she was here in 2016. She will give a 1-hour presentation to each grade level. All students in a particular grade level will meet together to receive that information at the same time. And then she also surveys students during that presentation time on their technology and social media usage. Most importantly, though, she informs students on some of the dangers of social media, some of the apps that that students are using, as well as the people that they're interacting with, either through some of the gaming systems that students utilize through social media like Instagram and TikTok, and really trying to know and understand who you might be communicating with on the other end of your device. She collects all that data from the surveys with the students and shares that with the administrative team. And then she will present on October 17th at 7 p.m. to parents and families, sharing much of the same information that she shared with students, but also additional information for adults only to hear. She also presents on the student data in a very general way, while not ever giving any identifiable information away about any students within the district. So I wanted to share some of our data from the last time that Jessie came out. I think it's really important for us to see this so we know what we'll be getting when she comes out, but also so that we can see some trends in game usage, app usage. Now, this is just a snapshot. I have a full presentation of various data that she's collected. But I really mostly wanted to highlight the part where students reported on the behaviors that they will change, because I felt that when we think about students who are in grades 5 through 8 and the ages of those students, some of the things that they said they needed to stop doing that they were already doing was pretty alarming. And so I think one of Jessie's skills is she's kind of an outsider to these children. And so students tend to speak more freely and share some of the things that they're doing, but they're also listening and hopefully changing some of those behaviors. The parent presentation really is for parents of children of all ages, not just for parents of children in grades 5 through 8. And really, the younger your child is, the more you need to hear the presentation in planning for when your child is going to start asking for technology or the use of certain social media apps. So I think this is going to be a great event for our students. I'm really interested to see some of the trends in our own student data over time and think that this will be really useful information for our administrative team and teachers. Any questions?
Remind me what year she came.
2016.
So the 8th grade were.
So the 8th grade would have been first or second graders.
Max was in 4th grade last time. We didn't have the presentation for the younger, it's always been 5th grade.
Correct. The students that
We
she
had a different
first.
speaker.
Mhm.
Oh, okay. After Jesse came the first time. Yeah, I did math.
There was.
That is correct. But yes, different demographic to work with and share information about at that time.
I'm so glad you're bringing her back. She was
She will also be selling her book, and she is donating $5 back to the Lake Bluff schools for any purchases that happen during that event. So,
Will the parents meeting on the 17th be recorded for those who cannot attend?
she does not allow any recording. That's part of it.
Encourage folks to come. No kids allowed.
No kids are allowed. I did start sending out, you may have received a school messenger today. The thing is also for parents who can't attend, she has a lot of online resources. So if you're not able to attend, her podcast is really great to listen to. A lot of the information she shares at the presentation. She also shares through her podcast, through some of her TEDx presentations. So you can hear some of it. I think there are some things that she shares more from the educator student lens at the parent presentation, as well as our own Lake Bluff data to hear what our students are saying. Any other questions?
Thanks for that.
Great.
Okay. We will move on then to discussion item B, meeting location, Board of Education meeting location. Just a little context, we discussed this a few months back, I don't know exactly, within the last year, was it last year sometime? As we were trying to decide what we want to have meetings going forward, we at the time decided we would maintain those at Village Hall, except for in special cases. Since that time, we've had some tech issues, some things come up, so we just thought we'd put it back on the agenda again. We're obviously here in the district office tonight because the technology was not working again at Village Hall. We had obviously some things we want to share. So I just want to throw that out for discussion. Are we still thinking we want to keep those at Village Hall? Do we think we want to move those into a building, our building somewhere? What is the center of the group?
I wanted to move, but then I feel like you're all.
I really wanted to stay last
I
time.
did
but
want to
now I
stay
don't
too.
know why.
Imagine it's hard on you guys for the last changes when things go wrong.
It's definitely easier to kind of control our surroundings and set up.
And I like the setup tonight, being able to,
That was awesome.
I know it was hard having big groups in here, but I like.
Yeah,
we can use the presentations. I like
I
that.
think we just did there, yeah. Last time I went back and looked at the notes, and I know that the pros to moving here were all those. It was, parking is easier, getting the building is easier, something the door locks at Village Hall, tech is easier, it's more things within our control. It's a comfortable place, location, people will get show up our building, that sort of thing. The pros for staying in Village Hall were, and I didn't record these as well, because I was one that wanted to stay there, so full transparency. But I did look at those notes, and my notes were basically that, it's tradition, the other village boards meet there, and it's kind of like the village sausage gets made, the business happens. And that's all I had.
The other thing was the cable channel,
right.
that we cannot do that here. So we.
They cancel?
No, they still broadcast the cable channel. I don't think we have many viewers. And as you know, we broadcast live to YouTube and have our Zoom meeting option also, and then this stays on YouTube. So I don't know.
So people still have plenty of access.
They have plenty of access.
One of the other things we had argued against really was that it really is special when students or teachers or anyone comes to present, and it really seems like formal and special.
Sure.
I think we got.
So could we always be?
Technology is there.
You mean to set up that board meeting, that as the board meeting space?
Yeah.
Sounds like, geez, I think we could.
I can say I wasn't anticipating that tonight. I love that
Me either.
feel of being in there and people on the stairs and students comfortable in their space and I hadn't even thought of, I don't even think we discussed that particular location as being a location. We talked about here,
That was
but
Kevin's idea.
but that was great.
Yeah,
That was really welcoming, open, worked well.
Well, and I think it's more natural for people to do. I think City Hall.
Yeah.
I think Village Hall's kind of.
I know, you're
You're
always
stuck.
for people to like
Yeah.
duck out.
Or come in late, even. That's true, right? So I guess the question is, do we want to add this to an agenda? Do we need to vote on it? I don't think we need to vote on it.
I mean, we could come to consensus.
Yeah. So is anybody opposed to taking the step to move locations? And it's okay, it just,
Wouldn't it be cheaper too, or less expensive?
It costs us
Because
money to
we're
go.
not, yeah, we pay.
Your contract with the audio visual.
Yeah.
$300.
Pay.
But are we
Are we
locked
on-
in with
yeah.
him already? For a
We
year?
have a contract, but we pay as we use, as we use.
I have no objections.
The other thing that's come up, which we didn't anticipate, I didn't even think of it when we did our adjusted calendar. We now have some meetings on the third Tuesday of every month, which the village is not available for us. So we will have to be here for some meetings anyway on those months where we only have one meeting. That's not something I anticipated when we adjusted.
Prefer consistency, so, yeah, prefer here, because.
what do you think? Oh,
So I was just gonna ask, last time when we talked about this, I think there was a discussion of costs to retrofit this room. Was that only related to if we wanted to do live TV?
Yeah, the TV would have been really costly if we wanted to do the cable, but we didn't really have a plan for any other spaces. We've since done the TVs and gotten this to work for the Zoom, and then Kevin was able to kind of just order a couple pieces of equipment for us for that space, so I think we're set.
The two we've done here since been like magic, like it, all of a sudden things just started working, so that was, I know it's not really magic, but it was, I mean, I think.
No, it's magic.
Does it have an purpose as well, like if those that have rewatched our meetings?
Oh, is it-
Is there a good count?
Yeah, I checked in the first one I did. It's fine. I'll watch this one again. since
Yeah.
A lot of back and forth. We'll see how it is. There are definitely components we can get to further make the room even nicer. It's not gonna be crazy expensive.
Anybody else have any, sounds like we have consensus, I think, but anybody else?
I prefer it here. I wonder how awkward it is for, and I realize since I have been not been, I don't think we had any.
But it does happen.
But it does happen. But I just wonder, again, I prefer here, but I just wonder for public comment, how awkward it is to get down in here and, like.
We could do some additional signage.
Okay.
Maybe we can work on some signs for the front door.
At any time we've had a meeting where we know there's supposed to be dozens or hundreds of public comment, we know ahead of time.
Okay.
We've always known ahead of, right? And so we could.
Okay.
Move somewhere else.
So I'm hearing move meeting locations to here meeting under this roof. Or do we want to decide now if those take place in here or if we just always do other space? So
The cafeteria being the other space.
I feel like when there's presentations like that, that's nice, but like when we just have our discussions, this is.
I feel like this is more conducive to discussion.
So they
If we
would.
don't stuff,
Sure.
you know.
So maybe have this is the place we always open if we have to go in there like we did tonight, we can do that too. Okay.
Legally, we don't have to be on TV.
No,
Legally, we can change as long as we announce it.
it just needs to be posted on the agenda, posted 48 hours.
As long as people have access, right?
Yeah. Yep, we post it, we have been posting at the village hall because that's been our regular location, but we can certainly notify people that we're moving to this location. And then start posting.
How does the admin team? do?
They missed those chairs.
Do you want to all do it at one time?
I just had a question, is there an elevator at Village Hall?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, because I was always concerned about accessibility.
Yeah.
I'm
I'm not sure it's open.
Yeah, that's
but
a
there
good
is one there. I don't know that that's even.
It works back.
Okay, I just had never seen it, and I know we do here, so
Mhm.
we are a fully accessible building, and I just wasn't sure about it. And I will put a plug in for these chairs.
Okay, so do we want this to start? I mean, immediately for our upcoming meetings. There's no reason not to.
I don't see the reason not to.
Okay, then it sounds like we have a new meeting location beginning effective tonight. Great. We can always revisit that if anybody ever thinks that needs to be revisited. Of course, that's something we can add to the agenda. So.
And can we be sure to overly highlight a new location, just so we're not accused of trying to hide somewhere?
I'm gonna come first, I'll make sure it's not a surprise to them that we're pointing out that.
And then Carrie's video over that.
And then you're making a video?
No, we did the.
That would be kind of fun.
We can maybe make a little skit like, oh, we're at.
Just all of them.
Yeah.
Why not talk to Kevin about that?
That's a good idea.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because social media push, maybe we just do a little bit.
Yes. Social media posts, we'll do it, we'll highlight it in our meeting notifications. I mean, we have been here a few times, so I don't think it'll come as a big surprise, but.
Yeah, I was surprised how quickly people got the message to come here tonight anyways. Okay, it's a good point. Good time. Anything else before we move on? Okay, item C is a shared director of safety and security, second discussion related to working this with District 7.
Yeah, I don't really have anything new to share. I know that Libertyville talked about it and they have given the superintendent direction to move forward in drafting an agreement and a potential job description. So I've spoken with her. And so that's all I really need from you at this point. It's just consensus to move forward to draft something for you to take a look at.
I think in light of all the happenings or neighborhood schools. Especially with all those kids facing safety.
It's important to note when we did the simulation at LBES about a week and a half ago, we had two folks who are in those roles in area schools. So the new director of safety and security from Lake Forest District 67 and 115, as well as Stevenson High School's director. And they were very helpful even to us and our team as we were kind of figuring out the unified command system and communicating with first responders. It's just a different language than we usually speak. So it was good to get to know them a little bit.
So, so the recommendation is for us to discuss partnership, partnership to move forward with that. So
yeah, I wouldn't agree to anything. I would bring you back a job description and a potential agreement. And we can.
Anybody have any issues with that?
No, I think it's a good idea. I hate that.
Has to be
I
done.
hate that we live in a world that it has to be done, but I think it's a prudent idea.
I'll keep you posted.
Okay, next on the agenda is health life safety update from Jay. I know you mentioned that in your report. Yeah.
Buildings are safe here. Work for short.
We haven't, the board hasn't met Andy yet. So we need to bring him to a meeting.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Yeah.
And he's doing a good job.
Yeah. Thanks for that,
We
Jay.
will not play any walk-up music. Unless he chooses that. If he wants that, yeah.
Okay, moving on to item E, discussion of the education committee invitation from District 115.
Yeah, so District 115 are where our students go to high school, they have an education committee, it's a subcommittee of their board. And they've invited two of us to kind of come or two board members to come sit on the committee as well as myself. I included in the packet some of the things that they talk about. And so the question is, do we want to send some representatives? If so, we'd be interested in doing that. I think their next meeting is February, right? Amy?
Correct. I think it's a great idea. I think that one of the
weaknesses in the past, long ago, was obviously the camaraderie, the relationship, all of that has shifted completely. And I think this is just one more good thing that we should.
I think it's a great invitation and would be a good effort too. That being said, do I have volunteers that would like to do it? It's only a couple times a year.
I would like to do it.
Amy, Laura. I will reach out. Superintendent McCartney.
Awesome. Great, thank you. And speaking of addition of agenda items, I know a number of months ago, I think you suggested maybe adding an item for just talking about a second or backup True North representative. So we added that.
Yes, I did mention that.
Yeah. So just want to throw that back out for conversation. I don't know if you just want to give a little context about that.
Well, Laura and I had talked about it. And she kindly was potentially thinking that you might be up for that. Yeah. So do we need to discuss it?
No.
Yeah, just go to just try to do it then. Okay, great.
Yeah,
we're good.
That's the way to do it.
And I'll just talk to Laura.
All right, so you've got it under control. And then
Laura, I'm there at every meeting in the leadership council. Okay, so if you ever have any questions, great.
so you got 2 new jobs tonight, Laura.
Woohoo!
All right. Good. Then the final item for our discussion list tonight is the technology purchase. So Jay or Lisa. I think that was Jay. Okay.
So we will be coming in October for approval to purchase basically a new grade set of iPads. The current iPads are aging, and Apple has come out with a new model, which is significantly more expensive. So we'd like to get our next grade level purchase before that happens. And then we also have would like to get on a technology spending cycle. And in order to do that, we need to basically buy half of our staff iPads or half of our staff computers this year. So as I said earlier, our staff computers are aging. We recently purchased off the lease and the rest of the computers so that we have them as extra spares. But we basically, with all the new staff we've hired and with the computers not holding up as well as they once did, and the damage, we're running out of computers to our staff. So we're going to buy half the staff computers early and then use the current bid ones that we bought off the lease as our backups. And so to do that, normally we wouldn't replace them until next year, but if we spend half this year and then half next year, we get on a new level technology. So Kevin has been doing a great job in kind of finding out all of our needs, and this is a good scheme to set us up for the future. So be about $53,000 total for the computers and $31,000.
We saw that in the budget.
And that was
I should know this, but I don't. Do the teachers, does the staff use Apple
staff
computers?
is on Mac,
Right?
the students, grades K through 2, grade through K through 1, pre-K through 1 use iPads, and then 2 through 8 use Chromebooks.
Shane, and for the iPads and the Chromebooks, they take them home, the Chromebooks. The iPads go home with the kindergartners and
I think they'll stay at school.
I know the second grade, they keep third grades are taking home.
3 through 5. And we've done one way, and then when COVID happened, and we changed it that way.
Right, sure. Okay.
I believe they.
I just ask because of wear and tear that makes a difference.
Okay, so that'll be coming for approval next month. Great. Any other questions? Okay, we'll move on to our action items area. The first one is approval of the strategic plan metrics. Last meeting, we asked slight revision to the goals to be specific, measurable, attainable, realistic, time bound, and to include some percentage points we could track the percentage increase or decrease. So if you want to see anything about how those are included, Sean?
No, I just tried to take the feedback for goals 1 and 2 and 4, and just kind of tweak those a little bit based on what our thoughts were. And then for
For goals 3 and 4 and 5, there's really not a SMART goal yet. For 3 and 4, we'll need some baseline data, which we're working on, thinking how we might collect some of that. Some of it will be survey, but some of it is that participation piece. But then the 5th goal is really an action goal. So goal 1, we're looking at by June of this year, the percentage of students demonstrating growth and or achievement in reading and math as measured by IER, MAP spring assessments, and I'd like to include ACFS for ELLs, will increase from 80% to 83%. And for goals 2 and 4, by June of next year, the percentage of staff reporting high levels of engagement and satisfaction with their employment in District 65 as measured by the Human Agriculture and Climate Survey will increase from 82.4 to 84. Pretty lofty goals, to be honest, but we're excited about the work we're doing to push us forward. And I'd like to be able to present these metrics at the town hall on October 5th and answer any questions that anyone has about how we're calculating specifically growth and achievement for students in reading.
And as is the case with all of these approvals, we will have an opportunity for discussion and questions after the motion. So I'll go ahead and read the motion for this one. May I have a motion to approve the strategic plan and district improvement plan SMART goals aligned to our strategic plan for the 23-24 school year as presented by administration? Any questions or discussion?
Just thank you for listening to our feedback at the last meeting. And these look great.
Thank you for the feedback.
Anything else? And Carrie, roll call, please.
Andy Durant,
Yes.
Laura Brinkstone. Yes. Ann Hill.
Yes.
Amy Connell Donahue.
Yes.
Carrie Steinbach, yes. Lauren Hirsch. Yes. Tim Penich.
Yes.
Okay, that motion passes. Next item is approval of library intergovernmental agreement.
Yeah, just briefly, this is our annual memo of agreement with the library to ensure that all of our students have access to materials at the Lakeville Public Library. As an aside, I met with the new director, Renee Grassi, yesterday. She seems delightful and she's working really hard to make sure that the library is safe and accessible for all of our students. About 200 of our students come there through the library every week. It's a great resource for them. And I'm looking forward to partnering with her to make sure that she has what she needs to so that we can work together on behalf of kids. So really appreciative of this agreement.
And this is just $1,000 total for every student in our district's library. Great. So may I have a motion to approve the library intergovernmental agreement as presented by administration?
So
Second.
Any questions or discussion? Okay, roll call, please.
Tim Penich.
Yes.
Lauren Hirsch.
yes.
Amy Connell Donahue.
Yes.
Ann Hill.
Yes.
Carrie Steinbach, yes. Laura Brinkstone.
Yes.
Andy Durant.
Yes, motion passes. Next item is approval to enter into a contingency agreement with France Law Group.
So France Law Group, France, I don't know. I say France, is the group that is organizing social media litigation that we've discussed, I think twice, 2 different board meetings. We had opportunity for discussion. As we talked about, there is no fee really associated with this. And really what we're looking for is some movement from social media companies in terms of parental controls and other protections for students in social media, much like we were talking about with Jesse.
Great, thank you. So may I have a motion to approve the contingency agreement with France Law Group as presented? France, sorry. I wasn't sure if that was a joke or real.
I actually don't.
France.
Yeah. That's France. That's France. The same tone.
I'm gonna repeat that motion. May I have a motion to approve the contingency agreement with France Law Group as presented by the administration?
So moved. Second.
Any questions or discussion? And I'm gonna knock that one right out. No more discussion on that. Go ahead, roll call, please.
Sure. Lauren Hirsch.
Yes.
Ann Hill.
Yes.
Amy Connell Donahue.
Yes.
Andy Durant.
Yes.
Carrie Steinbach, yes. Tim Penich.
Yes.
Laura Brinkstone. Yes.
Great, that passes. We're going to read that again. Next one is approval of superintendent evaluation goals. Just quickly on this one, we had, as we look at Dr. Leally's superintendent, obviously the mid-year one is coming up soon, and then the end of year one will be the spring. Want to align some of the goals to the strategic plan. So
yes, so I've just updated the memo to reflect the updated metrics that we just approved. So, and again, those will not just be my goals, but also the goals of the administrative team. In addition, then I would continue to receive
feedback in the other competency areas. According to national leadership.
So may I have a motion to approve the superintendent evaluation goals as presented by administration?
So moved. Second.
Any questions or discussion?
Okay. With regard to the testing metrics, how much of that will we actually have by?
I think we're gonna have to do it in the rears.
Okay, that's.
So like for this one, we would use last year's.
Yeah, okay,
Because we have that calculated for this year's and then next year going forward. we would- Yeah.
that makes sense.
Yeah.
All right, thank you.
Any others? Okay, this one does not require a roll call, so I will say all in favor.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, that passes. Next item is approval of press policy 112. Thanks to the policy committee for work on this. Anybody want to?
Much of it is 5-year reviews. There's really not much in here that is substantially different. I will say though that we are convening our concussion committee.
I was just gonna say, we didn't really go off script. We, any changes that were recommended are already
From the press, yeah, from the press organization.
Thanks for the work on that. That's a robust committee that requires a lot of work. So it's to Ann and Carrie.
Tim.
Yeah. Great. So we have a motion to approve press policy 112 as presented by administration. Any discussion or questions? All in favor? Any opposed? That passes as well. Moving on to item F, it's the approval of the 2023-2024 budget. Obviously, we had the budget hearing earlier this evening, but anything else on the budget before we call the motion? Okay.
Thanks to Jane and this team, it's a lot of work to prepare a budget, especially a balanced budget. We've had a lot of new factors and variables in the last couple of years, and I really appreciate the administrative team being thoughtful about the additional staff and where we really need the support, specifically for students who have been needing the support for some time.
We have a motion to approve the 2023-2024 budget as presented just now by administration and discussed as part of tonight's budget hearing.
Second.
Any discussion, questions? Okay, roll call please.
Cindy Duran,
Yes.
Laura Brinkstone. Yes. Ann Hill.
Yes.
Amy Connell Donahue.
Yes.
Carrie Sandbach, yes. Lauren Hirsch. Yes.
Yes.
Passes as well. Next item is approval of the EIS administrator and teacher salary and benefits report.
This is our annual financial report that we put on our website, and all the years are kept there as well. It's under financial department section of our website.
Seen them up there. Does this get put as soon as it gets approved? Does it go on the website?
It's on the website.
It's on there already. Great.
It says school year 2023, but is that in
It's last year's.
last, so it's 22.
23, yeah, fiscal year 23, 22, 23.
Got it.
So may I have a motion to approve the school year 2023 EIS administrator and teacher salary and benefits report as presented by administration?
So moved.
So we'll give that one Amy. Any questions or discussion? No? Okay, so roll call please.
Tim Penich.
Yes.
Andy Duran.
Yes.
Laura Brinkstone. Yes. Ann Hill.
Yes.
Amy Connell Donahue.
Yes.
Carrie Sandbach, yes. Lauren Hirsch. Yes.
Okay, that passes as well. Just a couple more. Next item is the acceptance of the gifts from the PTO support court. Obviously, go ahead.
Sorry, so this was a donation from the PTO, and now that it's complete, they are transferring ownership to us to maintain.
So may I have a motion to approve the assignment of rights and transfer of ownership of the sport court at the Lake Bluff Middle School from the PTO as presented by administration?
So
Second.
Any questions or discussion?
Just a huge thank you to Nicole Elliott. It was an awesome ribbon cutting. It was really fun, and it's already been a game changer for the kids here. So yeah, I did intend that.
All
one.
right. What are we gonna do with the big?
We'll have other ribbon.
Roll call, please.
Lauren Hirsch. Yes. Tim Penich.
yes.
Andy Duran.
Yes.
Laura Brinkstone. Yes. Ann Hill.
Yes.
Amy Connell Donahue.
Yes.
And Carrie Sandbach, yes.
Passes as well. Next item is the personnel report. It's a little more lengthy than usual, so bear with me as I read this. It's personnel report for September 26, 2023. We have a number of non-licensed new hires, some of which we met tonight at the ceremonial part of the meeting. First one is Cameron Fisher, a paraprofessional at the elementary school building, effective August 23rd, 2023. Replacing Gillian London at the rate of $19.20 per hour. Danielle Valente, library media assistant at Lakeland Middle School, effective August 23rd, 2023, replacing Carrie Spatano at the rate of $19.20 per hour. Meredith Rajan, building secretary at Lakeland Elementary School, effective October 2nd, 2023, replacing Patricia Reedy at the rate of $20 per hour. We have a number of new guest teachers, Nancy Goldberg, effective September 5th, 2023 at our sub rate of $125 per day. Karen Blocker, guest teacher, effective September 8th, 2023 at a rate of $125 per day. Jeremy Solark, guest teacher, effective September 7th, 2023 at a rate of $125 per day. Angela McNicholas, guest teacher, effective September 12th, 2023 at a rate of $125 per day. Lauren Hirsch, a guest teacher, effective September 26th, 2023 at the rate of $125 per day with a maximum of 9 full days total. Clifford Neal, guest teacher, effective September 19th, 2023 at the rate of $125 per day. And Margaret Roweck, guest teacher, effective September 22nd, 2023 at a rate of $125 per day. We do have 2 official resignations, the first one being Carrie Spatano, library media assistant at the middle school, effective August 16th, 2023 for a new full-time position. And Patricia Reedy, the building secretary at the elementary school, effective September 30th, 2023 for a new position. With no terminations, we have 1 licensed new hire. This is Darren Argentar, social worker here at the middle school, effective August 21st, 2023, replacing Carly Quick. Annual salary of $89,864 and the schedule placement of May 30. We have 2 FMLA requests. First one, Kelly Sheridan, 5th grade teacher at the elementary school, effective dates of December 4th, 2023 to March 4th, 2024, the care of a newborn, and Joe Jackson, our assistant principal at Lakeland Middle School, effective January. Sorry, we got it. Effective January 8th, 2024 to February 9th, 2024, for the care of a newborn. We have no retirements. So given all that, may I have a motion to approve September 26th, 2023 personnel report as just read.
So moved.
Second. Any questions or discussion? Okay, we have a roll call, please.
Carrie Sandbach, yes. Laura Brinkstone? Yes. Andy Durian?
Yes.
Tim Penich?
Yes.
Ian Hill?
Yes.
Lauren Hirsch? Abstain. And Amy Hamilton?
Yes.
That passes. Final item for approval tonight is the consent agenda. This month's consent agenda includes the following: the open session meeting minutes from the August 15th, 2023 regular board of education meeting, August 30th, 2023 policy committee meeting. Also includes the treasurer's report, the IMPRES report, the invoice listing, and the P card report. Would anyone like to have anything pulled out of the consent agenda for further discussion? Okay. Then may I have a motion to approve the consent agenda for September 26, 2023 as presented by the administration. Second. Any questions or discussion? Okay, roll call please.
Tim Penich?
Yes.
Andy Durian?
Yes.
Laura Brinkstone? Yes. Ian Hill?
Yes.
Carrie Sandbach, yes. Amy Hamilton?
Yes.
Lauren Hirsch?
Yes.
Okay, that passes as well. Moving out of the approval section into item 10, FOIA requests. We had 2 FOIA requests this month. Details of the request from the board packet. As a reminder, this section of our agenda is simply a report item and does not require approval, but are there any questions for the administration before we move on? No. And just to clarify, what we have in the FOIA requests in the packet are FOIAs that come in only by the time someone asked me this week, by the time the agenda is posted. So anything between the time an agenda is posted and actual meeting, that was. Item 11 is public comment. This is now our second final public comment period for the evening. I see no public members in the room. Anybody remotely? No. Okay. If you'd like to make a comment, you can always do so at a future meeting. So we will move to adjourn. May I have a motion to adjourn the September 26, 2023 Board of Ed meeting, 8:30 p.m.
So moved.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? We are adjourned.